Hello, and welcome to Family Matters Until, a podcast where we take a deep dive into the matters of the family variety and break down what's really going on. In today's episodes, we're taking a look at narcissists and the relationship between their siblings. We're going to be looking at the basic layout of that relationship and maybe even how you can advocate for yourself in this situation. First, with every episode, we start off with a walk down empathy lane. So what I want you to do is put on your empathetic shoes and let's get to it. Picture this. You have a sibling who tends to manipulate situations in order for their gain. They have always lacked empathy for you or your needs unless it involves them. Sometimes, in sticky situations, they may even put the blame on you for being the problem. If any of this sounds familiar, you may be dealing with a narcissistic sibling. According to the article, Adverse Childhood Experiences Leading to Narcissistic Personality Disorder, a Case Report, Narcissistic Personality Disorder, or NPD, is a psychological condition characterized by an inflated sense of self-importance, a constant need for admiration, and a lack of empathy. Wow, that is a mouthful. But it basically means that someone with NPD usually has a big ego, they always want to be the center of attention, and they don't care about anyone but themselves. When you put in the family dynamic, it can cause all sorts of shifts, specifically when it comes to siblings. A narcissistic sibling is a very confusing relationship to be in because the parents often side with and protect the NPD sibling. The NPD sibling often puts themselves in positions within the family using manipulation to make sure that they are often seen as the golden child, often leaving the other sibling as the scapegoat. The other sibling is often portrayed as the bad guy in most situations and doesn't really get a chance to defend themselves to their own family because the NPD has already put in their narrative on what happened. When the non-NPD sibling tries to bring it up to the family, it can tend to get pushed to the wayside or ignored. This can continue throughout the years and can eventually lead the non-NPD down a path of self-blame, self-doubt, and maybe even a sense of helplessness. But with all that being said, there are ways that you can help yourself. In all the reading that I had to do for this, I think that one of the major ways that you can do if you are in this situation is putting up boundaries. Boundaries that may limit the communication or time you are around that sibling. Don't get me wrong, this is much easier said than done, but limiting the power that the NPD sibling has over the other sibling by limiting the amount of time they allow them is crucial. Also, in limiting that power, it takes away any chance for them to control the narrative of the non-NPD sibling. Some of the articles I have read have also brought up setting up and planning the time that if there are events or communications that are coming up where the non-NPD and the NPD siblings are going to be together, they should make sure that there are others going to be there, so there is no alone time between the siblings. They should also plan an exit strategy. An exit strategy is ensuring that if something comes up that is negative in nature or uncomfortable between the siblings, there's a way to back out of that engagement. Remember, if you do plan an exit strategy, that you stick to it. Don't stay in a toxic situation, especially if it is going to cause more harm than good. So in closing, these relationships can feel or be toxic. They can make you feel lonely, isolated, and sometimes even a little crazy. There are ways to advocate for yourself, and while I've only given a few ways in this episode, there are more. If you or someone you know has experienced any of this, feel free to reach out. I'm always willing to be an ear, and I can send you some of the information that I came across in my research. So, that is all the time we have for today's episode. Join me next week. This is Families Matter Until, signing off.